I hope you're having an amazing day. My name is Colin, and in this video we're going to have a look at the Decimated project. So this is one of the most requested white paper research reports from my audience on Discord. That's why I'm doing it. Decimated, I've looked at it before. A persistent online world built in Unreal Engine, build wasteland bases or customized city apartment that will stay there every time you play. Very interesting, very big game. There's a lot of information to cover, so sit tight. This will be a long one. Nothing in this video is financial advice. It is for entertainment purposes only. If you stick until the end of the video, you'll have a proper understanding if this opportunity for investment is a good one, what I think about the game, the longevity, the team, the white paper, and obviously if I'm going to invest and what that would look like in terms of a price prediction. Right? So what is Decimated? Decimated is a third-person survival role-playing game where players can choose to play a variety of roles as a human or a cyborg. Players can choose to fight against or team up with other players, scavenge loot, transport cargo or VIPs to other locations, collect legal or illegal resources and trade them, hunt legendary creatures, capture territory and build safe houses for their gang. Choose from an array of futuristic vehicles and travel across the map along a network of superhighways. So they received an award, the Epic Mega Grants, and it's built on Unreal Engine. Blockchain Game Alliance is involved. The backstory. Okay, Earth has been abandoned after hundreds of years of destructive climate change and catastrophic neglect the environment by corporations. So we see this quite often, right, in the crypto space currently. Political and social unrest has left old cities decimated and hostile to life. Civilization has collapsed and destroyed itself. Only obedient first-class citizens have been permitted onto the new world. The unworthy criminals, dissidents, and the poor scavenge in the forgotten cities of the old world. Earth as we know it has become overgrown, jungle, flooded swamps, pollution and technical debris litter everywhere. So I assume that's where we'll be in this game. Suffice to set up shelter, Discord, Skype, Laboratories, and Bandit. Okay, cool. Sounds like a really interesting story. Gives me kind of like a Fallout feeling. In the sci-fi dystopian future, only the fittest can survive. Fortunately, I'm quite fit. The world is inhabited by other friendly hostile players, plus NPCs including malfunctioning robots, biomonsters and mutated creatures, all competing for survival, resources and territory. Players can choose to be a human citizen or a cyborg. Which side will you choose? Is this an actual video? No, that takes me to Twitch. Okay, we'll look at that later. So they currently have 153,000 subscribers, so I assume it's already playable. A Discord community of 6,000 people, 524 cyborg cops, I don't know what that means, and 837 human citizens, whatever that means, we'll have to look. So the company Decimated is located in Estonia, Tallinn, which is obviously a huge development hub, in case you didn't know. So this is a cool example of what the actual car would look like. Hover police car in-game. Damn. That's cool that we can look at it like this. You can even zoom in. Holy fuck. That's quite cool. You can even look inside. Look. That's crazy. Anyway, players begin as human citizen, but as you play the game, you can choose to perform different tasks to determine if you're more human or cyborg. Players will define their role by the clothing they wear and will be expected to roleplay correctly. In order to play as a cop, you can apply to enlist if you have no criminal record and must play by the rules governing the online world. Probably I'll be a criminal. Here an overview of some of the roles planned in Decimated. Resource collector, not me. Medic, not me. Mechanic, not me. Vehicle operator, not me. Taxi driver, hitman, yes. Bounty hunter, yes. Private security, maybe. Dissident, no. Prisoner, no. Criminal, yes. Cyborg cop, no. Mercenary, yes. Infiltrator, yes. Smuggler, yes. Scavenger, no. Right? Those are all the things I would think are interesting. So they have a Discord community, which we'll look at later. First, we're going to have a look at the white paper. So this is the white paper browser version, which I opened, which might be easiest to review at the moment. A post-apocalyptic online survival role-playing game with a blockchain-based economy. This version, 27th November 2018, last version 22nd of September 2021, written by Fracture Labs development team. So Fracture Labs is the team developing the Decimated game. It has been working in the works for 3 years already, and that's obviously why I think the first impression is that it already looks so fucking good. But let's see what the vision is. We are creating an online multiplayer sandbox game where players must use skill and intelligence to harvest resources, trade with other players, hostile. Okay, Decimated is an online multi-sci-fi survival game which is developing Unreal Engine 4, not Unreal Engine 5, to achieve this massive scale and meaningful persistence. There are 2 factions. Okay, we know this. They have upgrades, buy, sell, Decimated. Okay, cool. About us, created in 2018 specifically to create an online video game which is blockchain based. Cool. A full list of employees can be seen on our WhatsApp team page or company LinkedIn profile. I love this. I say in every research report I do that the team always wants to hide, right? Why? We need transparency. As investors, we want to know who are these people? I want some faces with the project. Can we trust this, right? Specifically in the crypto space. So the team, I assume, yeah, it's being shown right here. I've been having some issues with my computer because I also have adblock on. I already allowed it on the website, but as you can see, they have an image with all the team members. I just can't see it at the moment. But if I drag it, you can see that I'm able to see it, but no problem because they also have it on LinkedIn. So they have 809 followers, senior game designer. You got a senior partner, and this is the CEO. So that's basically who we want to see first. Okay, and it's quite a good team already, quite a big team, 9 people. All right, so they have been working on Sniper 3, Dying Light, Borderlands. So if these are the games that he's involved with, those are huge, right? Okay, portfolio, Cyberpunk, Darksiders. Okay, my first projects, art animation. Okay, Just Cause. So I loved the Darksiders game. I played it myself. God of War I like, Just Cause. The Division, I love that game. I'm not of a huge gamer, but I got like PlayStation Now, I got PlayStation Plus, so I got a lot of games. I got like EA subscription, so I tend to spend a lot of money on this and play these games like 3 or 4 times whenever I have like a weekend off. I'm not like a hardcore gamer, but I know many of these games. Obviously Borderlands 2 is a huge one, Dying Light. So this is a guy that knows a thing or two. You can see because he has like 15,500 followers as well. So that's huge. Good to see. Basically at this point, Stefan, I don't need to look at anybody else on your team because I trust that you have the capabilities required based on your information to pull this off. It's unfortunate we cannot see like the whole team, but it's not their website. You can see it there for a second. It's definitely my computer in this case. So that's perfect. All right, let's go. The backstory, okay. So again, I had this problem before. Let me try again to refresh now. So I think it's pulling in some of the images, but just not all. So I believe there should be an image here, but it's not there. So we know the backstory about the game. Let's continue. So the game will be a third-person environment, player versus player, persistent on a planned 64 square kilometer map that can be crossed by land, sea, and air vehicles. That's quite cool. Players can switch into first person at any time, such as when aiming with a weapon. Decimated will be competitive and cooperative online game where players can choose to play. Okay, yeah, we got that. Okay, so how can players earn? Very much important with a play-to-earn game. Players can earn DO. What specifically is this DO that he's referring to? I assume that's the Decimated token. Exploring and salvaging cryptocurrency and technology, undertaking legal or illegal jobs with various risk to rewards ratios, hijacking shipments, ambushing convoys, escorting shipments and protecting them, collecting bounties by imprisoning or killing other players and target NPCs, breaking prisoners out of imprisonment. That all sounds quite cool. This is my kind of game. Buying, selling, trading items to other players are on the virtual market. Okay, I understand. So far, team looks good. heavy on the game. I haven't seen anything regarding NFTs, tokenomics, nothing like that. I assume it will come later. But so far so good. Minions will spawn around the map, attracting players from all directions, and the last man or last clan standing will get the loot. Very dope. Players will have to find food, water, and in some cases oxygen to survive. Food and water can be found around in dispenser machines. If players are injured, they will have to treat their wounds or risk bleeding to death. Players can treat each other and help recover from injury. However, they can become addicted to medication. Holy shit, this is detailed. And the performance and judgment will be affected by their addictions. This sounds real cool. If you die in the game, you will respawn with limited items. There will be safes and safe houses where players can store items and respawn from custom locations. Our game will feature user-generated content, and players will be able to create content such as vehicles which can be used by other players. User-generated content can be bought, sold, and traded in-game, much like other 3D assets, stores, and the Unreal Marketplace. All right, makes sense? Players will also be able to offer rewards to other co-op missions, breaking out prisoners out of jail, collecting bounties. Player can create to attempt missions. So there's a lot of play together, play against one another. And what I'm specifically looking for in games, usually, which I do mention a lot of the times in these research reports, is why do people come back to play? Usually it's either for some money related reward or it's a group effort. If you can play with your friends, it's a lot more fun to play a specific game. What is even better to fight against a common enemy. And this being an NPC is great, but being people you hate is even better, right? So player versus player, big groups, that's awesome. I really like that. Players will be able to spray gravity tags around the environment to mark the territory. We believe that this will give players a creative input, how the game world looks like. I don't think that's like a huge thing, but whatever. Green zones are safe areas that are heavily controlled by cyborg cops. It is illegal to injure, rob, or kill each other in this zone, so it's the perfect place for players to transfer tokens from their wallet, buy licenses, or socialize with other players. There will be low risk, low reward jobs in and around the green zones. Red zones are designated areas where the player can rob, fight, and kill each other. Okay, so it's clearly marked on the map where you should and should not be at what time. So you can never say wrong place, wrong time, because it's marked. They are usually in the high risk, high reward areas, and usually where more experienced players will travel through in order to hijack shipments, hold up other players, take hostage, or other illegal activities. So there will be some buildings as well. The game will be featuring a build system that allows players to modify, fortify existing areas, components. And again, it refers back to the marketplace. So it would be really nice to have some additional information on that marketplace and how it specifically works. Property ownership. Once bases have been built, ownership and permissions can be assigned. Only owners will have permission to make modifications inside the controlled area. All right. So you build a base, right? The building, and then you own that property. All right, that's cool. Our game will allow ownership of property. So it's basically land sales, right? Abandoned buildings in the wasteland will not be purchasable, but by fortifying floors or buildings, or build fences around them, players can limit access only to authorized players. Properties will have safes and storage boxes, alright, ammo and everything. Okay, that's very dope, very dope. Travel, well, they already said, you got flying vehicles, hovering vehicles, okay. Players will also be able to pay NPCs to travel fast, right, fair. The competition for resources and then sandbox environment before we go on. So it's a very extensive white paper, to be fair. A lot about the game content. This is what I expected from the first look. This looked like they've been working on this for 3 years, so it should be highly detailed, right? Competition for resources. Is that where we're at? Yes. Decimated is a real-time player action, okay. On purchasing the game, okay, so you need to purchase the game. Players will start with DIO that they can use to buy their first licensed weapon or a vehicle, and will have to find paid work to progress, as well as the challenges of surviving in a harsh environment, meeting other players, and choosing to cooperate or fight each other. Each player can pay real money, earn money while playing, and exchange into real money later by auctioning their virtual assets to other players. Territory can be fought for, and certain areas of the map will be possible to buy with the DIO, such as city apartments. Players will be free to sell their apartments to other players at any time. All right, that's cool. So that's basically the land sales opportunity for, they don't refer to it as the NFTs, probably because it will be on the Unreal Marketplace as they referred to that earlier, but that might be interesting. We are creating a huge open world with a span of 64 kilometers of cyberpunk-influenced apocalyptic world. The environment will include, because obviously cyberpunk has been the game of the CEO that he worked on, crumbling cities, desert wastelands, caves, and safe zones fortified by cyber cops. Players will be free to explore this vast area, scavenge, trade, missions. Players can review. Okay, all cool. I'm really curious about the tokenomics, to be fair, at this point. Right? Super curious. So what we see is that they have the green safe zone here, one here. This is a big one. So this is probably the major city. Then there's a red zone, there's a red zone, there's a red zone. And there's a gas station here, here, and here. So like basically in every direction that you go to. Then there's like police checkpoints, resource processing here, 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 and here. And then illegal, legal resources. What's this? A bank, another bank right here. All right, so it's pretty pretty interesting. Players and factions. Players and NPCs in the game will be friendly or hostile. Player status and reputation will be stored on the blockchain and in their offline wallet, so act accordingly. Yeah, all right. So I think if you tend to shoot everybody up on sight when you see them, that will be registered and you'll be marked hostile probably all around. So you would have to use a different wallet if that happens. On starting the game, players will be a citizen trying to survive in the world. Yes, you can progress, all right? You can be a cop. You must undergo training, checkpoints, interrogate, penalize. If citizens get incarcerated, they can get out of jail for a reward. You can buy them out, basically. Armed cops will be able to deliver non-lethal or lethal shots to civilians and take citizens into custody. All right, so it's like a good guy, bad guy kind of situation, right? Player roles, so you got the cyborgs on one side and then the humans on the other side. I don't know if they're specific, but players' roles are based on the clothing they wear and unlock special items and skills that they. Okay, so for the appearance, it's like tied to the to what you're going to play like. Okay, infected wounds and augmentations. Player can get injured and will need to be healed. Certain pharmaceuticals. Okay, so this is where the addiction comes back. Untreated injuries will result in poorer performance and sometimes death. Damaged limbs can be healed with stem cell generation fluid, or players can equip their body with cyborg augmentation to enhance their performance. We will include mutations so players could take chemicals that will affect their performance and appearance in positive and negative ways. Probably if you use a lot of chemicals, you will get like a fucking mutated face or something like this. Man, this white paper is long. Fucking hell. How long is this bitch? Man, we're only like 1/3 through and it's like long. Anyway, I'm still excited. It's just a lot of reading, right? It's a lot of text, very little images. And I'm immature, I'm a child, right? So I like to see them images. They're easier to explain than reading the fucking text. Anyway, nothing to it but to do it. Let's continue. The graphics. The game will be created in Unreal Engine 4 and upgraded to Unreal Engine 5 in 2022 when the engine is available. Using the most up-to-date physical rendering. Okay, so I don't know anything much about the technicalities, so you're just going to skip that. Blockchain architecture, I trust that will all be well. Utility token purpose, my favorite part. I assume after this we'll get the tokenomics. So what is the actual token used for? There will be one type of token in our game, so that's good. No deflationary, inflationary, what we see a lot, just one token, which we called DIO, represented by the symbol D from Decimated, I assume, based on the Solana blockchain. Very, very nice. I like it when the games like to experiment, right? As one of my favorite games, Soul Chicks, has done before on the Solana blockchain, Cryo War, Star Atlas. Not everything has to be on Ethereum, which will be integrated into Unreal Engine and enable digital currency and digital cost virtual elements. The player can buy, sell, trade with others. So basically speed is there most of the time, and it's cheap on the gas. Our currency is to act as the means of exchange inside Decimated video game and what will give value to all other items in the game. So the price of a vehicle, a weapon, or consumable will be reflected in the DIO currency. You would need a wallet. Each player can use their preferred digital wallet of choice linked to their account, but we plan to enable users to use an in-game digital wallet which can display player data, team factions, digital currency, and items owned, and more. We will also be developing a digital wallet for smartphones so players can view their tokens, items, player data on their smartphone, customize their character while away from the main game, and receive notifications of in-game activity, such as if the base is under attack, messages from other players, etc. Very important. Coming back to what I mentioned before, the game needs to pull the user back and entice them to play, and this is one of the small things I think has a huge outcome benefit for re-engaging the user to come back and play. Tokenomics in a multiplayer economy. The DO token economy is centered around a continuous circulation of tokens between the decimated world and the ecosystem participants, aiming at a high liquid token. All right, so let's see where we start. We start basically with the player. There's an outflow of items, tokens out, okay, NPCs, serve, cost, I brought, the vendors, okay. So let me see where we start. So we start with the player, items out. So we can sell gifts to other players, we can lose it to other players, we can buy services, repair, heal, and that will cost tokens, right? What else costs tokens? Items can be decayed or destroyed, taxes, fees paid to NPCs, NPC service, fast travel, okay. So we can buy from the NPC vendor. We can get tokens by killing NPCs, selling to NPCs vendors, do missions, do some scavenging. We can steal tokens, we can sell services like repairing or healing. We can receive gifts, that's great. And we can sell on auction, or buy on auction is again outflow. This is not like a super clear image, to be fair. It would be a lot easier if they just had in, out on one end, but the colors, yeah. So it makes sense, right? It's not mad complicated, which is a little confusing, as there's no starting point, right? Because I'm a little dumb sometimes, so it should say start here, and then we follow the flow. The economy is designed to manage the inflow and outflow of virtual tokens and items, taking all types of gameplay into consideration. The maximum supply of the DIO token has been minted in a single Genesis block, unlike other games which generate virtual money or loot every time an NPC or monster is killed. In Decimated, the token is recirculated into the economy when it's spent, and there is a finite amount. The player can earn this token simply by playing the game, salvaging the environment, and doing paid missions posted by other players or the development team. Players can do missions alone or in co-op groups. Groups can be formed through the user interface, and missions reward will be divided equally among the group, provided that they survive the end of the mission, of course. We plan to integrate a system where players can join and agree. Okay, cool. Work together with friendly players. Cool. Players will be rewarded. Okay. Referring other players of the game, buying tokens, okay. Looting the environment, completing missions, killing other players, which would be my choice, right? Play some Grand Theft Auto in this new game. Players will be debited the token for repairing, okay, we've seen this. Auctioning virtual assets, right? Can we click the things? No, not yet. Players will be able to buy and sell a number of virtual assets. Okay, so these are NFTs in our integrated trading platform. While many common items like ammo and consumables will not be tokenized and will never leave the game, certain items like vehicles, weapons, custom or legendary items will be. Okay, let me read that again. Not tokenized and will never leave the game. Okay, so these NFTs, they can be moved, yeah? We will create and sell high-quality digital scarce items during the development, and for several years after launch on a regular basis. Gamers will be able to purchase these items, customize their own vehicles, weapons. Okay, token, the highest bidder will get it. Okay, cool. Vehicles, the hover cup bike, scarab cup mech, cargo ship transporter, hover cup car, skylander, city apartment, sector G3, G2, G1, G3, same, G2, same, okay. Can we move this? No, that's it, okay? So I'm very curious to see where we could potentially buy this, maybe even on this marketplace already. Fraud prevention, we'll be using a fraud system. Okay, that's fair. Fiat gateway, integrated payment system, so they can pay the token, that's cool. User profiles, rank level, okay, that's cool. Airdrops, Okay, they will do bounties and airdrops to get engagement. Okay, token distribution. Here is the important information. 40% of the entire token volume will be reserved. Okay, so that's a lot, which is great. 15% will be for the core team, ever-growing team of development. Okay, 15% will be sold in 4 token sales, 20% marketing, 10% liquidity. Marketing a little bit high, according to this percentage. Token sale a little bit low. But I like that the fact that 40% is for the actual game, which is really high. So that should be good. Normally it's like 30%. This is like 10 to 15. This is like anywhere from 5 to 25. Marketing is usually a little bit less, like 15. Liquidity, usually 5%. But we're missing like the advisor, so I assume they're here. And some other things, but I assume it's like stacked up. It's not final, might change, right? So, okay, risk and challenges. Okay, so they have some actual risk and challenges themselves. Conducting transactions on the blockchain requires network maintenance, okay? Transaction speed decreases or fails, yeah, okay. Hackers trying to find exploits, of course. Botting, farming, price manipulation, all part of the game. Solutions, good server, okay. So they have thought that through already. They got the registered trademarks, which is great, and there's a full legal disclaimer. Then they have some references that they used, which makes this white paper super boring to read. Gotta be honest, right? There's barely any images, and as I said, I love images. Quality of the white paper, game-wise, probably 9 out of 10. I understand the game. I would like to see some more visuals, but I believe we're going to see that in a second. Tokenomics-wise, very poor, right? I would want to know a lot more about the NFTs, a lot more about the money involved, how much are they going to raise, what is the vesting, it's not in here, so like a 3 out of 10 for that. But don't give up yet, because there's a lot of tabs that they have on their website. Again, is there something here, or is it my computer acting up? Probably. So the about is empty, the team we already saw, the gallery. Yeah, this really sucks, man, that I'm not able to see the website properly. I had this issue before a couple of times, and I don't really know because the ad blocker is off, right? So if I turn it back on, yeah, obviously it's not going to help. Let's have a look at the marketplace. So the vehicles, okay, they're there. The city, so it's loading. Adding to wish list. We would like to virtual, okay, very soon. So that's not live yet. Let's see what is live. So they have the cargo ship. Okay, let's do add this to the cart. That's also not live yet. So I assume nothing of these NFTs are live, but you can see what they look like. And to be fair, this is looking really cool. Like, I've never seen a website which gives a demo this detailed about the actual look. Skylander even has a name, that you can actually see everything. So I do really love that. You can see that they are very experienced developers, I would say, in that regard. Okay, so they were supposed to launch on Ethereum, and now they're moving to Solana. So they received the Epic grants. So let's just stay up to date. After almost 2 years of development, a strategic decision, they decided to move from Ethereum to the Solana blockchain. Okay, makes sense. I do understand that, and I think that's a good move. After several years of development, okay, so that's obviously expected to launch in 2022. Right, perfect. That was like a very short update. Global games pitch, best pitch. Decimated is published on Steam. Okay, I would like to see that. Big indie pitch. Testing with the community. So that would be cool to see as well. This is the gravity competition. There's not much information on when the actual thing goes live, but they do release a lot of updates. So I think there should have been a video here, which again is not loading. So testing with the community, I think there should be a video here that we could play, but it's not playing. Don't worry though, I have another video that I will show you. So that was the Steam update, but they released like a consistent amount of updates. So Whitepaper browser version, the YouTube content is being viewed a lot, right? So that is heading into the right direction. Everything is really looking amazing. Are they hiring for any positions? They are hiring a lot of people. So Chief Tech Officer, programmer, producer, game designer, technical 3D artist, whatever this is, technical animator, designer, artist, interns, blockchain developer, and some small passions and stuff. So very cool, very cool. I'm going to go back to the homepage, and next we're going to have a look at the specific communities. So for the actual communities, it might surprise you, they're not actually that big. So on Telegram, we have 10,700 members-ish. On Twitter, we have a good following of about 32,000. On Medium, we have 1.5 thousand, so that's pretty good. On Discord, we have how many? Let me see if it pulls up. Maybe I have to reopen it. And then on Instagram, we have 5,000 followers. Well, Instagram is usually not even the platform we're looking for anyway, but they seem to have quite some updates here. So let's have a look what they show. It's the testing the virtual camera in Unreal Engine. Oh, that's quite cool. Let's see if I can find some more clips. Right, this is running around. So yeah, definitely looks really good. If that would be a playable demo, that would be crazy. So this is open world gameplay test. Definitely looks really good. Yep. All right, this is some production video. I want to see about the combat, yes. Okay, decimated. Some sniper action going on. Man, it looks great compared to like other NFT games, specifically the lower quality games. I mean, like this is one of the like best games. It's like compared to like Sidus, but Sidus is so far out of development still. And this looks pretty much, I don't want to say ready or anything, you know, there's still a lot of things missing. We haven't seen the cities or anything, but this gameplay already looks like super smooth, and like the shooting capacity, abilities, jumping around. It's not like a soft beta or anything. This is already quite advanced in terms of what they have achieved. Wow, they've been working on it for 3 years. So, all right, this is the car. All right, like a hover car. Interesting. I think even dedicated, decimated pre-alpha test, right? It's already a pre-alpha. And here you can really see the surroundings. There are some more, like the containers we usually see in Call of Duty as well. Like a 3-minute clip, so it does look really good. Running around. You have like the weapons here on the side, the ammo. Then probably this is like some shield, some health and stuff. Are there any grenades or anything? Yeah, so that's like some long range shooting as well. Would be cool to see like what it looks like if you're working in a party and stuff. But they're at least publishing a lot of game content, which I think is one of the most, I don't want to say the most important thing, but definitely very, very much important. So on the top, the latest one is just basically some artwork with some shields. Kind of looks like Halo, that one. This one, the old school Halo with the shields. And this one again is a video where probably the founder talks about Solana and the token. All right, cool. Nice to see some videos at least. Active on, okay, investment, the change. So we have seen these updates before, right? The winner of an award, really nice. But the main platform right now appears to be Telegram and Twitter specifically. So on the Twitter, they share a lot. There are a lot of engagement steps, right? So at least this is not like a fake following, which is always, I would say, important to consider, that the followers are real, everything looks good, everything is well structured. So they're actually doing an IDO on Firestarter. So Firestarter I have opened right here, and it says project decimated coming soon. Solana USDT. There's no date or additional information yet available, which I assume would become available very, very soon. The token for Firestarter, so I don't know specifically about Firestarter everything in detail. What I do know is that it's lottery allocation except for the top 25. That's why they have a leaderboard. The top 25 have guaranteed allocation, which I assume are the ones who stake the most, and then they generate flame power, and then you get like allocation, and they have like guaranteed allocation, as you can see, right? So that is important to note as per, so they have like an explanation how that specifically works. Well, I can walk you through it. Like, we're already in this video for quite a bit, so let's go to CoinMarketCap and pull this up. But for me, I mean, I like the game. It looks really good, but I just don't stake tokens to get allocation. That's one of my principles. I need to have sufficient liquidity to move around. So this is not something that would interest me specifically. So it comes from $2. It is now $1 in the dip, which might be a good purchase opportunity, right? Only 18 million market cap, fully diluted 142 million, 140 right now. Hasn't been around for too long, just like 2 months so far. And how you get the allocation actually is get flame power. One locking of flame token is 1 flame power. Staking 0.01 flame. Okay, so LP is 1,000 flame power. QS LP token. Okay. FS Metaverse Champion NFT 1 hero is okay. So we'll have to look this one up as well. How to get this? If you're still able to get that. Staking will follow a ratio. Okay. So there's flames are like the highest one. All right, so here's the thing. Flame power requirement, flame 8 multiplier, lottery tickets 50, and then you have I think guaranteed allocation. Okay, top 25 on the flame leaderboard, and hero NFT holders amount of max allocation depending on the tier. All right, so the base allocation multiplier per tier, and this is the chances to win, which I fucking hate lottery platforms, right? So I want my guaranteed allocation, which means you have to be top 25. So what does the top 25 currently look like? It is 51,000 power, which basically means about, because you get 1 per token, right? So that's like $35,000, I would say. So the top 25, the 25 spot, this is probably $20,000 worth of tokens. Is that worth it? Fuck no, right? In my opinion, that's definitely not worth it. NFT holders, they get additional power. They have a Metaverse NFT, Firestarter NFTs. Let me check the collection, because you would need like a hero NFT, which I assume, so these are flames. These are all quite new then apparently, but probably you will need the most expensive one, the hero one. Okay, the flare, the fire starters. Okay, so this is the fire starters heroes, Ignition Event 1, which is this one, which have been generated already. So the flares is not something we need. Those are like the smaller ones, price free. Now we need like the fire starters hero specifically. Let me see if I can find those on OpenSea. Okay, here we go. 7.8 Ethereum, fuck that. Yeah, that's gonna be a no for me. Right, so you should have been there very early, probably on the mint. Is there anybody who purchases this shit? Yeah, apparently 5, 4 ETH, okay, 3 ETH. Right, the price fluctuates a lot, right? 3, 2, and this was like 3 weeks ago already. So yeah, worth it for me? Hell no. If they are only going to do Firestarter, I'll probably be skipping out on the actual launch of this project, which would be a shame, because it depends how much they're going to raise. If they're only going to use one platform, or they might announce more platforms, because I don't believe they have announced the specific date yet for that IDO, right? So there's like some sweepstake action going on, some games, team battles. Okay, you can use the store of Steam power. So let me see what that cost, the game. Is there a price? So there's some gameplay action already. Early access, planned release date to be announced. Alright. So it can run on Windows 8 to Windows 10, so it doesn't work on Mac. So I won't be able to play it, unfortunately. There are some specific game requirements. It doesn't show a price yet, which is a shame. I would like to know how much this game cost in order to see if it would be, well, I don't want to say worth it, but I mean, the gameplay looks really good. So I would definitely be happy to be able to partake in a game such as this one. However, if it's only going to be Firestarter on the IDO, I'm gonna pass. So I'm gonna close these two because I'm not interested in that specifically, but I hope that they would have some more announcements. Let's check their Telegram. There's also an announcement channel, which I will join. Might be a little bit easier to see if there are any relevant announcements here. Nothing specifically. There's a lot about the game, so they do keep you very much in the loop on the game, the tweets they do, the activity. And this is just like 2-3 weeks ago, so there's a lot of ongoing announcements, which is really great. And I assume that looking at the way things are moving, maybe Firestarter will be the only launch pad, but they might add more. So I'm not going to let this project go. I will definitely put it on my watch list, keep an eye on it. And the way how I do that is by follow this project on Twitter, because I check Twitter is one of the primary sources. Am I saying that you should not join Decimated on Firestarter? Definitely not. It could be really good. It's just one of the principles that I have with my own situation and my own cash flow, that I don't stake specifically not for lottery. If you like this game and you're a lucky fella with the lottery, then 100%. The token for the Firestarter, as I just showed you, I'm going to pull it back up for you, is really cheap right now. So if there would be an opportunity at any moment, that opportunity is right now. See, it's already moving up a little bit, very slightly. But if we look here, it's like what's $3.25 at the all-time high. Right now, you can get in for less than half that, right? So definitely a good opportunity at the moment if you would be interested in partaking on Firestarter, specifically in their Decimated IDO that is upcoming. All right, so now they also have a YouTube channel, all right? So I'm going to pull that up, or at least find the YouTube, find the Twitch. Yeah, I think it's this one, because they have been going hard on the Twitch. That's something I noticed. So when we look at this, they have like a 2-hour stream where they talk about the game. And he explains, like the founder explains like a lot of things, and like it's playing in the background. So I'm just going to pull this open, and when I look at this world, it's definitely, I don't want to just say designed by a super good team or anything, but there's some chat action going on in the top left. Definitely when we play this, right, this looks a lot like, this game looks a lot like your regular Call of Duty game, your regular Gears of War style game. What other games have I played that this looks like? I played the game which is called, I forgot what it's called, but it's like almost quite similar. It has like a kind of a bridge feeling when you look at the gameplay between like Halo, Call of Duty style game. So like a classic first person shooter, or like this one, like a third person. You could have the view as well, but also like a unique aspect if there are, like if it's not only about killing people and doing missions, right? Doing missions specifically to craft things would be cool. So we haven't seen that yet. This is very much like the battle focused part. But they do show a lot of artwork about the ideas and stuff. And maybe that part is specifically still in development and going on, because all the, I think the majority of the gaming as well will be like the vehicles and the, so this is like a city. Like the vehicles and the shooting. So I think that's where they usually focus on the gameplay. That's what a lot of people want to see. But I would like to see, for example, like an example mission on what the actual assignments would be. Would it be like kill these guys or steal this or whatever? that would be cool. So there's like quite an interview attached to this. There's some design work, and basically they have this on their Twitch, right? So you can check it out. There's a full discussion going on. How many videos do they have? All right, they have quite a bit of videos, so definitely something you can check out. And this was like only 6 views. So this, I would say, definitely deserves more views, specifically if they put in that much effort. Now, let me see if they have a YouTube channel as well, because I believe, yes. So they got about 6,000 subscribers, a little bit less than me, right? A little cheeky. But again, so there's an arena test. Like, I always love to watch these videos, specifically because this is basically, if you can't play it yourself, then you basically want to know. So this, again, looks a little bit different than what we looked at before. Like, the weapons now look different. This looks like a real, well, I don't want to say this is not even a beta anymore. This looks like really, really good. So I do hope, as I said before, that they're coming out with more launch pads, because I would definitely be interested in this. But because there's not that much information on the actual tokenomics or the launch price or any information like that, it would be impossible for me to make like a price prediction at this moment. So in these research reports, if possible, I always like to do a price prediction, but I feel like at this moment that might not be possible. I'm going to Google it anyway. Decimated crypto IDO. Okay, so all the information could be here. Yeah, okay, so they want me to turn it off. That's not gonna happen. So fuck that. Okay, there's a YouTube video, Decimated IDO, market cap. So it's already there, but there's just no information on it just yet, right? Which is a shame, because I would like eco drops or IDO ranking to be able to follow this specifically and have some more details. But what it basically means is that we are early, right? And being early is good. It does mean that I cannot make a price prediction, but it also means that we have the opportunity. So it was covered by altcoin buys. Is that right? Decimated right here. See, they covered it already. So they didn't cover the tokenomics, as I said, it's not available, right? So for the other ones, they did some like, I think here, yeah, some token distribution. So we did look at the token distribution before, we just can't look at the price. So what that means for us at this moment is that we did a great review of the Decimated project. I would rank this easily from specifically the video content that I've seen today, right? The communities aren't as big as I would have hoped at this point, specifically after 2 years. So the marketing definitely needs to do a lot of work there, but it seems very much product focus at the moment. Having this product focus will turn it into a great project. The team has huge potential. They have a proven track record. Everything looks great. Now we just wait for more information and for the communities to grow closer to the launch. Specifically when the IDO is announced, I assume that that will happen rapidly because everything looks amazing. They just might want to update this with like a cool trailer or something, because the homepage doesn't look that great compared to all the other features we've gone through today, which looks quite amazing. I will wait on the IDO information, what the pricing are, what it looks like, what the vesting is like, and then I'll make an update video. So this is everything about the Decimated project. I would say solid 8 out of half, depending on the tokenomics project. Super excited. If I can partake without staking, I will 100% join this project, because this is the type of games I invest in. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.